All right.
All right.
Are we recording?
Yes, we are recording.
Ow! I just scratched myself.
Okay. Good afternoon. Brand new video, brand new group. Okay? We're going to introduce ourselves starting on the left.
Hey everybody, my name is Morgan. I am tied to these two people. This is my beautiful mother and my handsome brother.
And my name is Audrey, the amazing A. And these are my two sires right here. He's the oldest, she's the youngest. Sometimes they're a pain in the ass, but I love them. Ride or die.
Mm-hmm. Jewel.
There you go.
That's all you need to know.
Enough said.
Okay.
Or Orlando. Easy to
Depends
remember.
on how close they are to
I was
you.
about to say.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. We're doing a brand new channel. We're going to be calling it POV times 3.
Yeah.
POV standing for point of view, because for as much as we love each other, very rare are we all on the same page about certain things.
Oh my God. That's
Okay.
so true.
That
Yes.
is true. All right. So we have picked for today. Come on, scoot on low.
What?
We have picked for today. The topic is mental health, and it's something that's very important to the three of us.
Yeah.
Because each one of us suffer from a different malady. So we're going to start on the right this time, go right to left.
Mm-hmm. Well, what I deal with every day, I deal with bipolar depression. At first, when I first found out about it, I didn't understand it. So I actually thought the doctor was calling me crazy. But that's not the point. The point is I've been through a lot in my years. I need medication to get me through the day. It doesn't stress me out. It doesn't, keep me from being around people, but I stay from around people. It's usually better that I do because I have a very small tolerance for ignorance. I really do.
A wee bit. Just
Um,
a wee.
Yeah.
A wee bit.
It's changed me in a lot of ways. Like, but luckily for me, my mother saw this way back when I was growing up, and she knew that I might come a time where I may need to talk to somebody or I may need to get some medication for what I have.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm good. I have my medication. I am steady throughout the day. You know what I'm saying? I still do talk to people, some people. But it explained a lot when I was diagnosed.
What did it explain?
It explained why I was distant from people. It explained why I like keeping to myself. It explained why I had no problem keeping a distance from other people and why I wouldn't let people in.
Mm-hmm.
I really kept to myself. I didn't have a problem doing it. Like I open up now, I'm somewhat social.
Mm-hmm. You have your moments.
Yeah.
I definitely have my
Fair
moments. I have my moments when I'm drinking.
Not just that.
Because when I drink, I'll become very social.
But what about mood swings?
Oh my God, the mood swings. I think that's one of the main things that like I had to deal with. Because I'm cool right now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if something or someone came and started acting stupid, I'm flip the switch and I'm gonna be, yo, get out of my face, please. But I'm like, I'm cool right now.
Yeah.
I'm medicated.
I was
Like
going
if
to say,
somebody
that's where
like
the
if somebody
medicine
is
helps.
right, if somebody came in here now acting up,
Yeah.
I can handle it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm even minded. I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? What I do to occupy my time, I have my art.
Yeah.
I love being creative. But other than that, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, truthfully, if Roe didn't put me on the path of disability, I would probably. Honestly, I don't know where I would be.
Mm-hmm.
But I am straight right now. I'm cool. Still getting myself together.
You want to explain who Ro is?
Oh, Ro is.
Yes.
Sorry, Ro.
Love you.
But she is. Ro is my other half, my better half, my rock, my everything. Okay, that's who that is. But you're going to need more than one person because there's certain things she can handle and certain things she can't. I give her all props for being able to put up with me. But there are other people that you need in your life that's going to help you get through whatever you're going through. So, you have to be patient. The people have to be patient. Like, try not to push people out. That's what you have to do. So, that's one of the reasons why I'm here. That's one of the reasons why we're doing what we're doing. It's, what do you call it? Transparency.
Yeah.
That's what y'all talked about in the interview. That's what I'm talking about now.
Right.
It's total and complete transparency.
Right.
Be open. Be honest. Stop lying about shit. Can I cuss?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
This is our fucking video. What the
Correct.
fuck we want to do?
I'm just making sure.
We are the cursing family.
Be honest. Stop lying. Just stop. Believe me, just stop. Because when you go through, you gotta remember the lies. You gotta remember why. You gotta remember who you put in the lie. You just stop. You'll be so completely free.
That sounds exhausting.
It is.
It is.
It's extremely exhausting. It's extremely stressful. That's where some of the depression came from because I had to remember what I was lying about, who I put in it, why I was lying in the first place.
Okay.
So it's like when you finally figured out that you don't have to,
Right.
stop.
Yeah.
Okay, because
You don't have to stuff.
nothing or no one can get to me right now because I haven't lied about anything. I don't care. You see what I'm saying? It's like I care, but I don't care. You see what I'm saying? Like if the person doesn't accept you for you,
Yeah.
fuck them.
But you
Okay,
brought up a
that's-
good point.
that's
though.
the bottom line.
Like that we have to be patient with you,
Mhm.
even though we're supporting you.
Yeah.
If we don't understand what you're going through, then that can come off a different way. And I've lost friends, because they didn't understand
Mhm.
what I was going through, and
Right.
that so be it. But we're family. We're not going anywhere. But
Mhm.
this is the first time we've seen him.
In months.
Fucking shit. Like I don't even. I can't tell you the last time.
Okay.
We all live.
November 23rd for me.
We all live in the same county, and
Yes.
you know what I mean. So, and that happens. You have to take your moments where you have to pause and be by yourself. I get it, but we're gonna work on at least just letting us know when you're gonna go underground, right?
Yeah, like this right here.
Yeah.
This right here for me.
Yeah.
It's not just a creative something to do. My mother, my sister.
Right.
It's this for me is therapy because I get to speak. I get to be free. I get to be me. But I'm gonna do that off camera too.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So that's why you need to check yourself. You need to understand what's going on with yourself and you got to be real with yourself. You got to be true to yourself. Because if I wasn't, I wouldn't be here right now. I'd probably be somewhere in a dark corner drawing something. But that's probably what I'm going to do when I leave here. Because that's what I want to do. And that's one of the things I like to do. And
Well, you draw, we color.
Yeah.
So-
Oh, I love the color.
Yeah.
I can't draw worth shit. You know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
we moving on down the line.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
No.
Once I get going, I can
about?
talk.
That's
We're
what
gonna-
this is for.
We're gonna have plenty of these
Okay. Yes.
discussions.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I am gonna skip over me, and we're gonna talk about you. But first, I have to get this beautiful face.
Why
into,
do you not
okay.
think I'm
there.
in there?
Okay.
Just because you have the record
You know me.
button.
That's part of my thing too. OCD and anal, but I own it. Go ahead.
Analytical.
Yeah. A little
I
bit.
question almost everything.
And the two of them are kind of like on the same wavelength. They're like more of like empaths.
We're empathic.
And very emotional driven, which is why the two of them bump heads a lot. It's
That's why she
really
asked me
funny.
questions first before she asked.
Yes.
Yeah.
More
And
than-
she's
She
the
doesn't
light
tell
worker.
me shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. She'll tell me after she's got an ally in him. That's how this triangulation works most times, okay? And then whenever he goes underground, she misses him so much, then that's when I become her bestie.
Yeah.
When he goes underground.
Then she'll
Yeah.
have to bounce it
Right,
over her.
right.
And then she knows what she's going to get, so she's like reluctant to
Don't
do
y'all
it.
love it?
Right.
Don't you love it?
So we have a nice little triangulation.
I was going to say,
you
yeah,
know,
but that
it's-
dynamic has changed since you've been gone a little bit. Because again, since I've drawn in and taken care of me, it's changed a little bit.
It has. She's
Yeah.
getting a little bit better now. I'm really
Okay.
proud of her.
So there.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, as for me, and I was gonna go last because like I'm the one that's still kind of in flux.
Yeah, but go ahead.
Um,
Which real quick, it's surprising to me
Wow.
that she even has any issues. I mean, I understand everybody has issues, but I'm actually surprised you have issues because out of the three of us, well, even four, there, you still
Yeah, she has been relatively sane.
right.
For the
It
longest
seems
time.
like every time I've seen you, it seems like you've been relatively sane and you have everything not lined up, and so you can knock it all down
Right.
and keep it
Right.
moving.
But you know what happened?
So
She got older.
yes.
Yeah.
Well,
It's not even just
And life
that.
happened.
Just I try very hard to.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
Life
life
happens.
Well, that too, yeah. So you have external triggers.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes.
That gets everybody. Doesn't necessarily mean there's a diagnosis for it or you have anything wrong or any mental health issues. I'm not saying mental health is wrong because it's not. I don't subscribe to the word normal. That's one thing I'm going to tell you guys right now. I don't believe in the word normal. No one is normal, in my opinion. Sorry. If you disagree with me, that's fine. That's what this YouTube is for. Put it in the damn comments. It's all good. But I don't agree with it. I just don't. There's no such thing. There's no such thing as perfect, and there's no such thing as normal. Sorry.
No.
I try very hard, especially now because I have the kids, to kind of fill in the cracks.
Yep.
So I try very hard to make it seem like I got shit together.
Mm.
You know, because I go to work every day and I try to check my problems at the door,
Right.
so that way it doesn't interfere with my work. I've always tried to do that. And I think I just learned that over the years, you know, just given the divorce and my domestic violence history and, you know, shit that I've gone through
My
in my
divorce.
life.
Oh,
did
thank you.
I
I was like,
I
wait,
said my
hold up.
divorce. Sorry.
I was like, what happened?
I'm not divorced.
Like, oh.
I'm not divorced. I'm still
My
married.
divorce,
Sorry.
their dad and I were married for
yeah.
for over 20 years.
I just
You caught me off guard.
you'll learn this. I just mean this.
What?
Just things that you go through from
Yes.
childhood to now.
Life experience.
I think I've just
Right.
learned that is my way of coping.
Mhm.
Tell you what,
That's all.
go
Sorry.
Go back later on and you watch this and watch my face when you say that.
Oh wow. Oh
Yeah,
my bad.
That's
No,
all. Just
no,
give your
no.
quantitative.
Okay.
Yeah. Things that have manifested for her are now coming out. Her life has
Well,
become.
let me talk about
Go ahead.
I love you. She's mom, so she's always gonna try to fix shit. And
No,
wrap
he
it in-
wasn't here, so I was just explaining.
Oh yeah, no. But so I think I was actually given a diagnosis by my internal medicine doctor back home, and there's no disrespect to that, but you know, internal medicine doctors are not who you should seek for mental health. But it started with the loss of my grandmother in 2002. But at that point, I was just kind of given sleep medication. I don't think I was actually given anything I was told I was depressed. So I had depression. And I wasn't given that diagnosis from my doctor until 2005 when I started grad school. So that's pretty much where that came in, because you talked about my marriage, then we got the house, then, you know, remember I started grad school in 2004, but then I had to stop. I stopped grad school and put it on hold till 2005. And just a lot was happening. So at that point, I'm not saying any names, but my doctor put me on Wellbutrin. So I was on Wellbutrin from like 2005, pretty much up until 2011, you know, and he maintained that, he controlled that. Sometimes I had some talk therapy in between. Kevin and I also had marriage counseling in between. I think by year 2, we had marriage counseling, honey. We couldn't communicate worth shit. But that's okay. We've gotten a lot better. We're 14 years in. We're great. We're in a better place. But yeah, so, you know, because that was important to me, to also have the talk therapy along with just the medication. But the Wellbutrin had to stop because I was trying to have kids. So by 2011, I just kind of weaned off of that myself. I was also not in the same state. You know, we were in a different state by then. Down here, state regulations are different. You cannot go to your internal medicine, you know, your primary care doctor, and have your mental health taken care of. You have to see a mental health practitioner. You have to see a psychiatrist. You have to have an actual diagnosis, which I think is amazeballs. That way you know what the hell is wrong with you.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And you have to listen.
Right. So fast forward, now I'm trying to plan for kids. In order for me to have my beautiful twins, I had to go through in vitro fertilization. There's no telling what those medications have done long term. There's no telling. So since then, I think it was 2014, 2015 maybe, I went to my OB. I was experiencing more anxiety. It wasn't in the form of depression as I was used to it from the 2005 gap, you know, that window.
Before the kids were here.
No, this was after the kids.
Okay.
So now you're looking like 2015. It moved into more anxiety and more irritability. So now me with toddler twins, I'm thinking maybe it's just what you go through as a new mom. I don't
postpartum.
Yeah, like, you know, I don't know. You know. But it was mom who said to me, because here was the problem that I was having. The irritability and the mood swings were coming on so fast and so hard that I couldn't control it. That was the part that drove me nuts. Because most times, again, if you have external factors, there are ways that you can cope. But me being a new mom with twins, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't know. I've never babysat kids. I didn't never raise kids before.
And said you didn't want.
Yes, yeah. Thank you. You pulled it out of my head.
This is that's a different video. So
Yeah.
so I
Shock.
I was really.
But she does love you kids.
I do. I love my babies, but and that's what scares me now. Okay, so I went to my OB thinking that it was more something physical, some residue left over from the hormones, all of the shots, who knows? And that's when, you know, she told me about PMDD, pre-dysmoric menstrual disorder. Did I say that right? No, pre-menstrual dysphoric disorder.
Right.
God, I had that backwards. PMDD. And we were trying to then track when the mood swings were coming on, and seemed as if they would come on even stronger, closer to my cycle. I'm going to try to keep this PG because I know that, you know, who wants to hear about women shit, you know. But, you know, so, I have a flow chart. I have an app that I would use, and I was trying to track it. And that was 2015. They put me on a low dose Lexapro, just to kind of, you know, control the symptoms, you know. And I've been on that for the past 3 years. However, this is 2019. My children are older, but my symptoms haven't lessened. They've seemed to kind of gone up more exponentially.
That's because you have more to do with.
And so
Before you just had to look out for you.
Yeah.
Now you gotta look out for you.
Yeah.
And them.
Right now I'm a
And your
little
husband.
calm. Yeah. Oh my God. Right now I'm a little calm. I've been using essential oil. So long story short, my OB has since stopped my Lexapro. I actually have an appointment tomorrow with a psychiatrist.
Okay.
And so I can go and talk with them and hopefully get some type of diagnosis, or, you know, just some what the fuck is going on so we can fix it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Or not fix it, but manage it. You know what I mean? I still go to therapy. I've just changed my therapy now. Instead of every other week, I'm going to do it every week. But I want to control the symptoms, because right now the kids are catching that. They catch my irritability.
Right.
They catch my mood swings. They're young and defenseless, and they don't deserve that.
No.
But by the end of the night, Joel, I feel so exhausted and so worn out.
Yeah.
And it's like, if those kids call my name one more fucking time,
You want to explode.
I'm gonna snap.
Yeah.
And even Kevin said to me, he was like, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, I don't know. I said, but I'm so tired of them calling my name. It's exhausting. And it gets to the point that I regret having kids. And I don't like that feeling.
No.
Because then I feel like pure shit.
Right, because you're thinking, why do I feel this way?
I feel like
Should I
such
feel
a
this
bad mother.
Yeah, but you're not.
I feel like it. Joel, I
understand.
feel like it.
I understand.
I go to
I
bed
understand.
and I damn near want to cry every night,
But
because
you
it's
gotta
like,
remember though, when I was with you, before you had the kids, like I saw all the mood swings. I was there for it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, none of it was focused at me, so
Right.
please don't think that.
but
None
we
of
just
was
put it
focused
off
at
as me being irrational. We were focused more on the depression. We didn't focus on my mood swings back then.
Right.
I didn't really think about the fact.
You were
Mom
so-
was just like, you so goddamn volatile. What
You
the
were
fuck is
just-
wrong?
You were just worried. You were worried about becoming a mother. You know what I'm saying? So
Well, you're talking about when she was pregnant,
right.
and you were, because when she was pregnant, she had to be either bedridden or hospitalized.
Yeah.
Right. And she's not used to that.
No.
Jewel helped my son-in-law take care of her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's not used to being on the sideline.
So that's what
She's
you're
used to
talking
being
about.
in the
She's
movement.
talking about overall.
I'm talking about
because there have
overall.
just been different.
Yeah.
There's just been different times in her life since and it's gotten, like she said, progressively worse.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I've
Okay.
gone from 0 to 80.
Yeah.
I
Understand.
remember with like husband number 2, there was a constant rage.
Yeah.
Constant
Yeah.
rage.
Got it.
But and it would bring out certain triggers. There were certain triggers that would set me off,
Mhm.
and he caught it all the goddamn time.
I caught
Yeah,
it
but
once.
there were
You
things
did?
going on,
Oh.
not
Yeah.
just
I caught it once.
I was gonna say,
I thought-
thank you. I was gonna say because
But mine was deserved.
yeah, but
No,
also you were
no.
going through your own thing at the time. Remember?
No one's
So-
deserving of
yeah.
that. There
No,
should have been
no,
a
no,
way
no.
that I could have
Everything
come
you
and
said-
talked to you.
Oh no,
But
but
no. Everything you
Everything-
said that day needed to be
Yeah,
said.
needed to be said.
You
Sometimes,
see
I
what I'm saying?
mean,
So
But it could have
it
been a
wouldn't-
better
it wasn't-
delivery.
it didn't matter.
yeah, but what
It
you
didn't
will
matter.
find with us is we have no problem
I didn't mind
checking
it. I didn't
each
mind
other.
it. I didn't mind it.
We have no problem.
I thought
you
you
know?
were. I thought you were completely justified in everything you said to me.
That was that day you
And
pulled
the
over.
way you said
I
it,
know.
and
Yeah.
the way you said it, and I'm like, damn. I honestly did not know she felt that way. And I mean, yeah, it caught me off guard, but I needed to hear it. You see what I'm saying? I never thought that, me disappearing or me being out of the picture,
Yeah.
would mind to anyone.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
So
we mind.
it's like when I was on Facebook the first time and I got off of it. I was
Yeah.
off for I completely shut
Years.
all social
Yeah,
media
years.
down.
You were off for years.
And people came to them
Mhm.
looking for me.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that. And honestly, it didn't bother me.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, well, I ain't done important than everybody else, so what difference does it make?
Well, we love you
Well,
and we
it,
care.
it
Yeah.
turns out I was
Yeah.
wrong.
Okay. Are you?
Oh yeah, I mean, so just long story short, I'm not gonna say pray for me because you don't know who praying for you and who means it. So y'all can be
Exactly.
praying for my demise. It's
Keep
all
that.
good.
Keep it to yourself.
I'm okay. Trust me.
Yeah.
We won't
That's
solicit that
another
over
story.
here.
That's another
Yes.
story.
But I will keep you updated on what I find out. I will. I'll keep you updated on what I find out. I just want some answers. So, yeah. I just want to be a good mom.
You already
You
are.
are a good mom.
You already
You just
are.
want to find out what it takes.
You already
Again, this is how I feel about mental health. When symptoms come and you know something's wrong and you know that you're off kilter, that's when you start to investigate it and find out why. And like my daughter said, it's not always external triggers. It could be medical as well as mental. So that's why psychiatrists are very, very important. I am down here. I've been down here 2 years. Okay. We were all born and raised in New Jersey, except for Morgan. Cut hers short, and the rest of
halfway
it,
raised there.
the rest of it,
Halfway.
she was raised in Richmond, Virginia. Because when we did divorce, I left New Jersey and came to Richmond, Virginia, because my parents are Virginians, and so my dad had retired, and I wanted to be closer to them. So she's had a dual
Okay.
state
Can I say something
citizenship.
quick?
Yeah.
The born and raised thing?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. We were all born and
Yeah,
planted.
born and raised.
But,
Well, you
we
left
still,
at
like-
17, and she left at 13.
right, but we still being raised. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't think the raising ever stops.
No.
Okay.
You're,
So-
you're still ever evolving, ever
Exactly.
learning,
Because there's
ever
still something you
growing.
can learn
Okay.
and something else you can do. And
Mhm.
She gets
because-
stuck on that.
Yeah, well, no, yeah, because I was born and raised in New Jersey.
Yeah, so
That's
I
where
was born and
that's
raised
where
in
my
New Jersey,
foundation is. Everybody has to have a foundation somewhere.
Yeah.
For me,
I was
it's New
playing for it.
Jersey.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
so, but
But we are still being raised.
okay, great.
Good job.
That's wonderful.
I'm with you.
Okay. I've always walked a fine line. I'm very intelligent, and I tell people there's a very fine line between intelligence and madness, and I've walked that line most of my life. When I was young, I leaned more toward on the intelligence, and I was, great in school, and daddy's little girl, mama's little girl, did what I had to do. But when I had to deal with family or relatives, the madness part came out, because I was like, if we didn't jive, I didn't want to have anything to do with you. Okay, so so much so to the point that when I started having these children, if I didn't jive with certain family members, they never even met some of their their relatives because I
Yeah.
felt that they
A lot
were
of
going to
people
be
are.
inconsequential to their life because they were inconsequential to mine.
Exactly.
Okay?
Yeah.
So,
That's true.
and
I've never
And there's some
attended.
members of family that haven't seen me in
Yeah.
years.
Yes.
I haven't attended
Yes.
one family reunion.
Yes.
And that's okay.
and that's okay.
Yeah.
Because, caring is a two-way street. But anyway, so it started, of course, with loves. Okay, the loves of my life. I'm a hopeless romantic, and I like to say I'm a hope-filled romantic. But now that I'm older, I really don't give a fuck. But back then, and then so when our marriage started to break up, I'm always constantly looking for the why in a situation.
Mm.
Okay, why things happen.
Ooh, honey.
Okay?
Yeah.
I have to know why, and I will drive myself crazy going deep trying to find out that causative factor of why things happen.
Mm.
And so my sedatives at the time were my parents. Okay, my dad was my Wellbutrin. My mom was my Xanax, and so I would always go to them for counsel. The wise sages, they kept me sane through most of my transition, being married to their dad, divorcing, moving to Richmond, and then going through a whole plethora of life, starting over and creating a life for my daughter and myself in Richmond, Virginia.
Man.
So had a few friends, but my anchors were my parents. Okay.
Real
What-
quick.
Hmm?
Like, I didn't realize how much hurt that I was feeling when Nana passed away. But it started when Papa Folk passed away. Because when Papa Folk passed away, that was my first major loss. And I didn't know how to express how I was feeling at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So I kept it all inside.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have a couple of regrets. Okay? And it still weighs on me. It's like, I know they probably out there looking at me like, don't worry about it, we still
Right,
here.
yeah,
right.
We'll see you when you get here.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still here.
Mhm.
So I'm dealing with it here. And the thing is, I never expressed to y'all how I felt about that.
Mm-mm.
Like, I always kept it to myself. Like, when I saw Nana, like,
You almost fainted.
I dropped to
I
my
was gonna
knees.
say,
I was just like, yo, this is not happening. This
All right,
can't
well,
be real.
let me get to her
I
that
did
that
that.
period first. Okay.
Sorry, sorry.
All right, no
That's
problem.
another story.
Yeah, let me
My
get
bad.
to the period first because we don't want to go over.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
My mother was everything to me.
Hmm.
Okay, she was my mentor. She was my friend. She was my buddy. She was my ride or die. She
Realest
taught me
motherfucker
everything
in the
I
room.
knew. And yeah, she was the one who cursed. She cursed like a sailor. So my mother had rheumatoid arthritis her entire life, practically. She contacted it at 23 years old. My mother didn't have me till she was 30. And she had 3 daughters. And my dad thought they were finished. And then she said, I want to have another daughter. And he was like, no. She said, I want to have another baby. And he was like, no. So she tried to convince him that it was going to be a boy. And so he finally acquiesced. And, they went on and did the thing, did the deed. And then I came. Well, when she got pregnant, she had a major, oh yeah, y'all didn't want to,
No.
yeah.
So,
When she
can't
got
burn
pregnant,
it in
she
the
had
ground.
a major rheumatoid flare-up. And the doctors, came to her and she had gotten permission for a medical termination. And she decided, she said, no, I want to have this child. I want to, and so when I found that out later in my life, that even cemented me closer to my mother because she could have lost her life trying to have me. So there was no amount of anything that I could not have done for her. Well, she passed away in 2002. That's a whole nother show.
Mm-hmm.
And it was extremely traumatic. And so, and we had to rebound as a family. We really did because it was like losing the rock, the anchor to an entire ecosystem, institution. It left such a void in the matrix that we couldn't even imagine. In fact, thankfully we had hospice to help us with her last couple of days. And so we went for one group session. My dad, Morgan, me, my niece, my older sister, and we even found out things amongst each other that we didn't know. And so we dealt with that. I immediately bottomed out, but being a child of my father's, who was always go, 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 straight laced, if you're not dead, you got to keep going, you're not bleeding, you got to go to school, you got to go to work. Okay, so I kept going. And so about 2 months after my mom passed, I hit the wall, okay? And both incidences, after my father passed and after my mother passed, was usually, well, I was on my way to work with my dad, and I had gotten to work with my mother, and I started to lose it. And so I called her, and I called Morgan, and I said, something's wrong. So I went to the doctor, and he prescribed Wellbutrin for me. We both had the same internist at the time. Love him dearly to this day. And it automatically helped me. I was on Wellbutrin 150 at the time. And so it did start to help me. And went through the cycle of grief, got to recovery and all that stuff. I took Wellbutrin for 2 years after my mom passed. And then I felt strong enough to come off of it and try my life again. And I kind of plodded along for a long time, because again, if I feel myself get off kilter, I will shut it all down and figure out the why. Okay? And so, but in 2011, my father died. And it was right after the new year. And the clock stopped, the floor opened up, if you can see. It was devastating, okay? And yes, I know older, everybody's gonna die, I don't wanna hear all that, fuck it. But for me, it was devastating. And so the strong pillar completely lost it. I broke down and turned into jelly, and if it had not been for this child at the left, I would not have been able to get through it. I literally could not do the things I did for Ma, I could not do for Daddy. And I had seen people fall apart, when they lost people, but I never thought it would be me. But we got through it, and it was a month after losing Daddy, and I was on my way to work, and I stopped in like a middle of a busy intersection. I'll never forget it, Broad and Patterson. Patterson and Parham, thank you. Patterson and Parham, and because that big gas station. And I couldn't stop crying, so I pulled into this great big gas station, and I called my internist, and he said, "Where are you?" And I told him. He said, "All right, come on out here immediately." So then I called my daughter again, and so he said something that I never forgot, and I've also told it to him, and I've also told it to my daughter. And he said, when people have chronic depression, okay, and it manifests at certain pivotal times in your life, sometimes the door swings open, but it won't close again. Or if it closes, it still leaves a little crack. So I was diagnosed with chronic depression, okay, because every ecosystem in my body, enzymes, hormones, or whatever, took it to the left when he died. So now I take 300 milligrams of Wellbutrin, and I'm good. I'm crazy anyway. I've always been crazy, slightly left of crazy, and that's never going to change. But I'm good. When I am not able to take the medication, okay, you talk about boomerang, there's nothing worse. So
then she becomes like you. Then she withdraws and isolates
and cry.
A lot. Quickly.
So we are 3 people that love each other. We have, and as you see, we have different maladies, but the common thread here is that we want all 3 of us to be the best us that we can be.
Right.
And we all are going to be constantly working on it.
Yeah.
And sometimes we love each other to death, sometimes we hate each other's guts. But we are solely connected, and we always will be. Okay, dislike.
Okay.
Dislike. Okay. So this is our little spin on mental health, and hopefully it helps somebody. These will be conversational at times, and hopefully you found it entertaining and
Therapeutic.
Yeah, not entertaining.
and therapeutic.
Mhm.
So for me,
Because there gotta be
Hopefully-
some people that's out there worse than us.
oh yeah, God.
I mean, chime in, comment, talk to us, ask questions. I mean, there are so many medications out there. There's so many, things to try. I, for one, would prefer a holistic approach. I am not opposed to that. If anybody knows of any, I have used some essential oils, and I still use essential oils.
Yes.
That I am trying to kind of keep me on even keel, because like I said, my OB has stopped my Lexapro and I was weaning myself off of it to prepare for this appointment tomorrow with the psychiatrist. So I have not had it like consistently for the past 2 weeks. So, but somehow I'm able to check it when I go to work. Put my essential oils on in the morning, but so I don't know if that's the case. It's vice versa. So work has become my safe haven, and home has become like, I dread it. I dread going home.
There's nothing like when you drag going home.
Well, that's what I
And-
told her. I said she does not want to get like I was with number 2.
No.
Mhm.
So I'm trying to make my home my peace again, because
Right.
that's where I find my peace and my salvation is at home
Mhm.
with my loved ones and my dog.
Mhm.
So, but I find myself going outside with that dog more than anything. Like, I'm going in the backyard. Peace out. Like, that's my escape.
I need
I'm
time
taking
out.
Charlie out.
I need time out.
He's like, but Charlie just peed. We're going outside. So,
You may have to do it
Now
again.
Charlie is a huge collie, by the way. Okay.
he's my
You
baby.
may have to be again.
Yeah, but
No.
yeah, we any comments or suggestions of things that you might want to hear us talk about? We are-
Topics, yes,
Yeah,
something
we
that you might
are.
want to hear.
We're pretty interesting. We may not be
Yes.
today, but we are pretty interesting.
Hey,
Please, let's avoid the sex topics, please. Because I don't want to
I'm not
sit
doing
here.
Yeah,
it.
no,
I'm
they-
not
I don't
doing
want to
it.
sit here with
I
my
was gonna
mother.
say, yeah, we can't.
And talk
we
about
talk about everything but sex.
grouping.
Yeah.
if I'm on the video,
Now, you want to
I'm
talk
out.
to me and
Yeah.
sister about it, then that's great.
There
If
you
you want to
go.
talk to me about it,
I was about to say, I
Just,
don't want to hear about his
you know what
shit.
I'm saying? Just, if you want to talk to me about it,
We're
then
not
we
having
can
it.
talk.
And I don't
Like,
share my
I
damn
don't
sex.
mind, like,
I don't do that.
They can't be here.
No.
They can't be here.
It's implied.
Yes. It gives him the skibby-dibbies. She doesn't want to hear it.
Keep it to
Me, I'll
yourself.
talk about anything from A to Z. So,
Keep it to
but
yourself.
Well, I mean, we'll have to like skirt that. Like we can
No,
talk
no,
about
I do
love
that
and
on my own,
intimacy
yeah.
and
I'm
marriage.
gonna have to
but-
make my
yeah.
own page.
Yeah.
I'll make a page just for myself so we can talk. But
Mm-mm.
other
Yeah, I don't
than
want no
that,
page. This is where you're gonna find me.
yeah, this is where you're going to find me. too.
POV
Right.
times 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
So thank you. Thank you very much for this, and thank you for tuning in, and we'll be back soon.
Peace out. Oh, let me get up and turn
Yes,
this off.
turn it off.
We bootleg like that, y'all.